Alright guys, it's time to talk about the original Ethereum. Now this is Ethereum Classic and today it is pumping, guys, so let's take a look at this. Now it did get a rejection here at about $25. Now at the moment it has run from about $18.50 up to the point where it is at about 23, let's say 70. So that's a pretty sizable pump. It's already smashed through about 3 weekly resistances at the moment. So yeah, it's quite clear it's probably going to get rejected sooner rather than later when it comes to these resistances to the upside. Now we do need to look at some of these indicators and see where this might go, but yeah, we do have actually higher lows playing out right now, so this is a good thing. But let's take a look at these indicators. Now I want to look at the volume in the visible range. Now this has quite a trading history. It goes back quite a ways because this is the original Ethereum, of course. Now let's see, on Binance it goes all the way back to 2018 in June. So now I know this is going to be a little bit hard to see, but Ethereum Classic is right there. Let me try to get this a little bit more smaller. Now we don't really need to see the whole chart, but okay, we are right here, and once we get above about, let's say, $25, the volume candles start to go down once again. Now this volume candle that we're in right now is a little bit bigger than the last one, but we are well above the point of control at 676, so that's a good thing too. But yeah, it looks like the volume will start to trend down soon. Now if we take a look at the Bollinger Bands, guys, on a weekly time frame, you can see there was a pinch right here and here. It did come in. That's why we're getting this little bit of a upward action, I think, and it still remains to be seen where this is going to go. We don't have really a widening of the bands yet like this, so I would say that this action probably isn't over on a weekly time frame. Daily time frame, it's already starting to widen. We did get kind of a pinch in here, basically the beginning of July. And still it may get a little bit wider, not sure how wide, of course. That just remains to be seen. Now looking at the RSI and stochastic on a monthly time frame, looks pretty good, guys. This is oversold here on the stochastic. The RSI is pointed up, but mainly it's pretty flat though, I would say, because yeah, it's just been going flat basically since January of 2022. Now on a weekly time frame, getting to the overbought area here on stochastic, RSI still can go up. It's still in neutral territory, but daily time frame overheated on both RSI and stochastic. The 4-hour time frame, actually it looks like it's going down on stochastic. The RSI is trying to avoid the neutral zone, but I do think it will turn down here shortly. Now 1-hour time frame actually is oversold here on stochastic, so but the blue line has just crossed the red line and it's headed down. I don't think it can head down much, more. It will eventually turn back to the upside. RSI though is slightly pointed down. Now 15-minute time frame, it's pointed pretty heavily down on stochastic. RSI is also sloping down. So yeah, I do think this is probably going to cool off. Now I would be surprised basically if this would clear $25 at the moment. Probably not going to do that, I would say. If it does, hey, there is another resistance at 26.48, and then you have 28.31, and after that you kind of got a big gap up to 32.56 basically. So but anyways, I just don't expect that it's going to clear $25 so easily, but you never know. I don't know if there's any news that's propelling this. That could be, but I think most altcoins are just pumping just because they're heavily oversold usually. Now taking a quick look at the MACD, guys, you can see there's a lighter red candle at the moment. It actually is in a red period, but it looks like that period is about to come to an end. So I do expect probably the next candle on a monthly time frame, or even this candle still has time, could still turn green. So let's see what happens. The blue line is about to cross that red line, so that is another thing that is good for this. Now the weekly time frame, it's actually printing green candles and they're starting to get a little bit bigger. The blue line has crossed several weeks ago. The red line pointed heavily to the upside at the moment, so I do think it's in for a bigger green wave here. Now the daily time frame, it has gotten this kind of green wave as well. So yeah, you can see it is pointed pretty heavily to the upside as well. So pretty much everything on the MACD, whether it's monthly, weekly, daily, is looking pretty positive for Ethereum Classic. Now looking at the tokenomics of Ethereum Classic, guys, you can see there actually is a max supply for Ethereum Classic. That is what is interesting about this. Why isn't this higher than Ethereum? Now if we take a quick look at Ethereum, guys, number 2 coin, it has no max supply. It's unlimited. It can go forever. Although it is said to be deflationary, Ethereum Classic actually can't go higher than 210,700,000 coins. So, that is one positive for Ethereum Classic, but I just think that Ethereum Classic is a little bit dead in my opinion. Sorry to say it. But yeah, this is still the number 41 coin. It's up about 20% today, guys. And the all-time high for this was about $167, but that was about 4 years ago. About 85% down at the moment, guys. So will this eclipse its all-time high? Being down 85%, I just don't think so. And if I had to guess, I would say it's probably going to about $100 to $120 at this point. But, maybe I'll be surprised later. Now, before I go a little farther in this video, guys, you can claim bonuses on some of my favorite crypto exchanges below. I am working with 10 exchanges. I have partnerships with them. And guys, if you use my links, of course, I do get some commission. That's what helps keep this channel going. And you can also sign up for Moodix here. You get a free 7-day trial, and you can follow me on X here. Now, yesterday we were mulling the idea that there was a diamond pattern that was playing out, and it actually had played out to the upside. However, it actually came back down to the downside, so I erased that diamond pattern. Basically, it's just consolidating, guys, and it's basically consolidating between 120,000 and 117,300, where it is sitting right now at the moment. So let's see if it can hold this. If not, next support on a daily time frame is about 116 flat. So yeah, nothing really going on with Bitcoin in the last week though. Ethereum, though, is still moving up, still looking pretty good. Today it has a green candle. It's already tested the 3646 resistance here, gotten rejected, but still, nice little green candle. Let's see if it can hold. But it did also seal this candle last night over 3445, so that is another positive as well. Now, the total market cap, guys, is at 1.44 trillion. It's tried to push through the 1.7 trillion mark on a weekly time frame, and it already hit the 1.51 trillion mark on a monthly time frame. Gotten rejected right there, pretty much right at the dot, guys. So that's really interesting to see, that it really hit that point and got rejected. Now, it has found support today on the 1.43 trillion mark, which is a monthly support. So it has to close a monthly candle above that, but let's see if it can. But right now, sitting at 1.45 trillion. Now, one of the most important charts that we have is the Bitcoin dominance, guys, and basically it's teeter-tottering here, 61.76, this support. From the M pattern that we had, the breakdown target was here right above the 60.46 support. So, looking at this though, guys, I would say it's pretty hopeful we are probably going to break these two lines here. We haven't seen a downfall like this in a while, guys. Basically in May we had 3 days. That was pretty solid red candles, but nothing like this that we have seen. So I will still say it's not over though. I don't want to get too hopeful too fast. We could still bounce here, I do believe. With the dominance, but yeah, if we can take out this area, guys, that would be major. So 60.46 is the target for us, and then I will say we have an altcoin season on our hands. Now, looking at the USDT dominance, it is getting a little bit of a bounce today, guys, but remember, this 4.31% is resistance. Now, of course, this is the daily time frame, and this is a weekly time frame, but still, it still provides resistance. So let's see what happens. But people are selling their coins right now and putting their money into USDT. Next support, though, is 3.8%. Now, the dollar index is getting a little bit of a bounce today. It's finding support at 98.21, so that's another thing. The altcoin season index actually has gone down from a 49 to a 47 from what I've seen. So we almost got over the hump, guys, where it was more leaning towards altcoin season, but it's still slightly leaning towards a Bitcoin season. Liquidation heat map, guys, is continuing up, so we're almost at 1 billion wrecked in the last 24 hours. So that is actually not that good, guys. You know, if you're using leverage, please be careful. Now, fear and greed, 73 today. Yesterday was a 74, so it is cooling down a little bit. Next update in about 5 hours. Now, the bull market peak indicators, still 0 from 30 have been hit, so we don't need to worry. Pi cycle top indicator, we just need to really watch this one, I think, in my opinion. This is the best one, I would say, but it's pretty far from crossing. Now, next week on Monday, we have the U.S. leading index, and we have Fed Chair Powell speaking on Tuesday. Also, Bowman is speaking on Tuesday. Wednesday, pretty much nothing is happening. Thursday, we have some PMI. We do have jobless claims again. And Friday, we have core durable goods and Atlanta Fed GDP now Q2. Today was actually a slightly positive day, as you see here on MEXC, guys. But the sentiment is still risk off and the trend is sideways, but it is starting to fade, so that's a good thing. Now, FedWatch Tools is still showing a 95% chance that we are not getting a cut. So let's see. If you go to Polymarket, guys, the odds still haven't really changed here for Powell, as if he'll be fired or whatnot. You can also look at the Fed decision in July, how many rate cuts in 2025, things like this. It shows you all the odds, guys. Now, inflation is at 2.04, so it's slightly going up, but still, I think this is good enough for the Fed to consider to cut this month. Looking at crypto bubbles, guys, you can see Ethereum Classic over here, 17.5%. Now, a lot of these bubbles are, you know, like 12.4%, you know, 17% like Ethereum Classic. Doge 8.4%. So we do have a lot of big gainers here. Some things are starting to get a little bit red here, but a lot of these had some massive upside recently. So of course they are going to cool down. Anyways, if you want to stake your Ethereum Classic, guys, go to Coinondo. There's 19 deals that were found. Keep in mind, you do have limits. You do have some days that you have to lock up your coins. You can also put the number that you have here and update it, and it'll show you how much you should get every day. Don't just blindly send your coins there, guys, because if you do that, you run the risk that this deal might not be there. So double check everything, be careful, and yeah. And like I said, guys, if you like this video, like, subscribe, activate the bell, and share this video with your friends. And like I said, check out some of those deals that I have below, guys. It really helps me out. And if you want to become a member of the channel, I will put you into a Telegram group where you'll get these MEXC notifications that affect Bitcoin almost immediately when they happen. And yeah, guys, I thank you for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.